Hey, thanks for checking out Fast Eddie Chop Shop here. You have every right to be wrong, and I'm going to break it down for you. Today is the day. If you haven't voted yet, you need to stop watching me and go right now and vote. And if you have time, pick up a few friends. If you don't, you deserve everything that's coming. Look, I believe 1,000% that if Trump doesn't win today, we can't win ever again. And for a different reason than some of you may be thinking. Sure, there's the illegal aliens coming in and giving the ability, a pathway to citizenship. And let's just be real. If I gave you rent money and food and brought your family together and a place to stay and medical and took care of you and gave you citizenship, you would vote for me forever, and your kids would, and your kids' would. I'm not even talking about that. Set that aside. Anybody with a brain, unless you just have TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome, can watch the miles and miles of people that go to his rallies. You know, Kamala's like, acts like not very many people show, and they paid to bus some people in, and you know what? It never in your life. He said something the other day. He said, you're never going to see this again. The amount of people that turn out and show up. He's right. If you look at, now, you can go back to 2020 and look at Joe Biden's rallies, literally, where there's I saw a couple, there were 20, 30 people there. Some of them hundreds, compared to 30,000, 40,000, 50,000. So I was shocked that he lost that one. But this one, the turnout is even greater. There's video after video of miles of cars. Literally, sometimes miles of people standing in line. The turnout is so strong compared to hers that anyone with a brain, if you're only watching CNN, maybe you don't know this, flip to a couple other channels, don't pay any attention to what the announcers, the journalist is saying, and just watch video. Because believe it or not, despite them saying you can't believe your lying eyes, you can. And just use your eyes and your common sense, and you will see the difference. There is an excitable turnout, a monstrous demonstration of support for Trump, that I don't see how that's ever going to happen again. And if that doesn't win, we're done. Now, if I'm setting aside the illegal pathway to citizenship as a permanent injunction against the right, what am I talking about? I believe that we are already in the judgment that, 15 to 20% of our population are absolute degenerates. And the rest of the population for decades has sat aside, turned a blind eye to it, and said, none of my business. So we're just as bad for letting it go on. And 49%, I don't believe 51, and 49% of our country aren't absolute degenerates, but their thinking is so backwards. So considering that, let's say it's 51 to 49, now we're just talking about voting. Now we're just talking about, in order for us to win, we've got to come out, since 49% of the country is never going to come vote for her. And 51% is never going to in full come and vote for Trump. There are going to be people sitting out. The question is, how many on what side? Now, let's throw in the millions of people that have streamed across our border, and states that, no voter ID, throw all that in the mix. And that means that we must overwhelmingly turn out. That means every man, woman, well, not child because they can't vote, but every man and woman on the right needs to get off their butts right now and go vote. And we need to do that to overcome any foul play. We need to overwhelmingly come out to vote. Otherwise, we deserve everything that we get. Even if we put in 90% effort, we have to put in 100%. Because even if we put in 90% effort, you and me, for decades, have turned a blind eye to the stupidity that America has become. Now, I'm not putting down our country like Joe Biden put down me as a piece of garbage. No, when I say talk bad about America in that way, it's because we let it slip from our grasp, and shame on us. But we can change that today by overwhelmingly going out to vote. Now, I know that, maybe, the algorithm on a video really hit me. So let's say between 200 and 1,400 people are going to watch this video in the next couple of hours. 200 if the algorithm gets me. If you're the one, even if you're just one out of all those people that hasn't voted, you need to go vote. Please. Anyway, guys, Fast Eddie, let me know what you think. I'll see you guys on the other side, unless I see something crazy happening. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Let's pray. And everybody, please get out and do what you need to do and go vote. Take it easy.